Hello everyone and welcome to Mattress Foundations. This is the Terra foundation assembly with and without legs. As you can see, this is how you're going to get your box delivered to you from Mattress Foundations. Go ahead and grab a pair of box cutters, some scissors or a knife, and you're going to go ahead and cut those straps off and get your box open. All right, so here's what you're going to get inside of that box. That package is going to contain 8 components for either a full or a queen foundation. You're going to have 2 side rails, 2 end rails, 1 center rail, 17 slat bundles, a bolt package, and a cover. Now, this particular box here has the legs inside of it, but the video is going to cover both without legs and with legs. So if you've got the legs, make sure you get those out and count those. And if you're going to do legs, you're going to skip forward in the video to the leg portion. Otherwise, if you don't have legs, this is where you're going to start right here. And this is what you should end up with, looking just like this. And once you get everything out of the box, you're going to go ahead and get it all organized. You're going to get your side rails all lined up. You're going to go ahead and get your end rails lined up with those as well. What you're going to want to notice is that they're all labeled. They've got labels on them. And if you look closely, you'll see which side is the actual bottom of the bed and which side is the top. You're going to go ahead and get everything lined up. You'll also notice there's some markers on there with some labels as well. Those are going to be if you have legs and how those associate, okay? But we're going to make sure that everything is on the bottom, everything is on the top. You're going to unscrew everything, and we're going to start putting this bed together. Now you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to want to pull off all those wing nuts. The great thing about this bed is that there are no tools required, okay? You're just going to go ahead and pull them off. You're going to get them all lined up as you can see above. We're going to go ahead and get those tightened down. You want to make sure that everything is flush when you get those tightened down. Make sure they're really lined up with the bottom of that wood railing. Here's a close-up right here. Just take a look and notice how those are all tightened down. Look at how that top railing is right up flush with the top and the bottom ones are all lined up. That's what you want to make sure you do on all those railings when you get those put together. The second thing you're going to want to pay attention to is, if you'll notice, the best way to find out they're all lined up is there's a Velcro strip right on the bottom. This is going to be for that mattress cover. So you want to make sure that the Velcro strips are all along the entire bottom of it and all lined up as best as you can get them. All right, now you're going to end up with those 17 slats. This is going to go along the top, and you're going to end up with a little block. Now this little block is going to be used as a spacer block, and this is so you can get everything lined up and spaced correctly inside of this block. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a nice close-up here so you can see that slat and you can see where that block is. And you're going to take that along the whole side on every slat, and you're going to use that as a spacer to push down. You'll notice there's a little Velcro on the inside right there, and that's where those slats are going to just snap right down on that Velcro and just make sure they're spaced. All right, and here we go. Now we've got our mattress frame put together. If you want to take a look, you want to make sure that all the edges of the slats are pushed down. Make sure they're really nice and flush onto that Velcro. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab our mattress cover. This is a really easy process. You're going to start on one corner. You're going to pull that down. Make sure it's fairly even. You're going to go ahead to the opposite corner and then pull that down. And then what we're going to do is repeat that process. Go to a corner, go to the opposite corner, get it all down. We're going to pull it nice and taut. Now pay attention, you'll see how everything is nice and flush on the top, and then you're going to flip the mattress up on its side like this. Once you do that, we're going to start in the middle of the frame, and you'll notice you're going to go ahead and try to pull those down and get those nice and tight right on the Velcro there. Once you get that, you're going to go ahead and work around along the sides, and we're going to make a couple just midpoints here. Start about midpoint on the top, make sure that bottom has enough to pull to make sure that you can get that Velcro around, and then we're just going to work our way around the entire frame. Make sure that it's all nice and tight, make sure it's all nice and flush. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and work our way all the way around the bed frame. We're going to get that nice and tight. Once you've got that done, that's it. You're done. This is your Terra foundation with no legs. Next up, we're going to work on it with legs. All right, so here we are. We've got our foundation. We've got the base put together. All the legs are all lined up along the sides and the spots. I want you to pay attention when you have it with legs. You're going to notice on the top of the legs, there's going to be a number identifier, a letter and a number, and you're going to want to match those up to the corners and the spots on where those line up with everything on the bed frame, okay? Each leg is measured to fit with each portion, so you want to make sure that those are lined up. All right, now that we know we got all of our legs in the right position, we are going to start the assembly with the center legs of the mattress. Yeah, you're going to notice it's going to wobble a little bit left and right. That's okay. That's part of the installation. So you're going to want to make sure you get your bolts and nuts out. And then what we're going to do is you need to make sure that you put those together correctly. You need to make sure, you'll notice you have two washers. You'll have one on the inside and then one on the outside right there. And then go ahead and get those tight. You're going to do that all the way around. All right, now that you've got those inside legs done, we're going to work on our corner legs. Now, I want you to notice that those bolts go from outside in, not inside out, as you can see here, okay? You want to make sure that from the outside, you push them to the inside, and then you're going to go ahead and bolt those in. The reason why you want to do that is because those bolts are going to stick out, as you can see. And the last thing you want to do is have them from the inside out and then scrape your legs up on those all the time. So make sure you get those installed correctly, as you can see. All right, now we got the base all assembled. Now let's go ahead and we're going to grab those slats. And you should have 17 of those slats. We're going to go ahead and get those together. You're going to notice that there is some Velcro on the insides, and those are going to be for the slats to slide down in. Your assembly also comes with a spacer block, and that spacer block is what you're going to use to make sure that those are spaced correctly. And you're going to take, as you can see here, he's got that block lined up, and he's going to put it down, and he's going to work his way, and he's going to get those all exactly spaced as he's going right along. Once we get these all down and get them spaced correctly, you're going to want to work your way around the edges and make sure you push down and all the Velcro's down. Once you do this, we're going to go ahead and grab our mattress cover, and you're going to start one corner at a time. You're going to go ahead and get that one corner pulled taut. You're going to go opposite corner. You're going to make that taut, and then we're going to work our way down and work all the way around. Make sure that it's nice and flush along the top. As you'll notice here on the last one, it might be a little bit harder. Once everything is taut, you're going to pull it. Make sure it's pulled nice and tight down. Once you do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip that bed up on its side. All right, once we have it up on our side, we're going to go ahead and double check and make sure all of our legs are nice and flush with the bed frame. Once we do that, you're going to go ahead and pull down all that Velcro. We're going to get it all lined up, get it nice and taut, and work your way all the way around the bed. Once you do that, you're done. This is your Terra foundation with legs. We would like to thank you for watching Mattress Foundations. If you have any questions, let us know. We're happy to help.